What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw. One of the big questions last night, one of the big question marks was whether or not OKC could retake momentum in this series and make a stand at home against the surging Portland Trailblazers. Damien Lillard has been on fire in the playoffs so far. And if Portland was able to steal one at home in Game 3 at OKC, the series would have, in all purposes, would have been over. But OKC was able to withstand a monster third quarter by Damien Lillard and a late surge by the Portland Trailblazers to hang on to a 120-108 victory. They cut in half the Portland Trailblazers leading this series. They now trail Portland 2-1. And Russell Westbrook had a throwback game, man. He had a game that was kind of reminiscent of him during his MVP year. He had 33 points, I believe, 5 rebounds and 11 assists. He shot 15 of 29 from the field overall and 4 of 6 from three-point range. Of course, much has been made of Russell Westbrook's struggles from the three-point line this particular season and his overall struggles with shooting. He got help tonight. Oftentimes when Russell Westbrook or Paul George try to play hero ball, when they do it against superior competition, oftentimes they lose. But Russell was efficient and he got help from fellow teammates. I believe OKC shot close to 50% from three-point range or just under it, but I know they shot exceptionally well from three. And I believe they got to the foul line a lot too. I think they shot 39 free throws. And all of this was able to offset Paul George's poor night. He only shot, I believe, 3 of 16 from the field, but he went on to score, I think, 22 points, which pretty much was the result of shooting 17 free throws. And, that's pretty much, I just want to make a real quick video, at least mention the game. There was much controversy about how Paul George basically at the buzzer, the dunk didn't count, but, he basically tried to go for a dunk as time was expiring. And there's some people who feel that that was sort of showing up the opponent. And I can see a great argument for that. Okay. But at the same time, people have to remember that the prior possession, Portland was trying to score in a game that was essentially over. There was only seconds remaining. So if Portland was still trying to score, they really hadn't conceded, right? So, in their minds, hey, they're still playing. And it also wasn't like it was like a 20 or 25 point blowout. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I don't know what the thing about it, where was all this criticism a couple of years ago? I can't remember whether it was a playoff game or whether it was a regular season game. I think it was a playoff game where the Warriors were beating the shit out of a team, man. They were up by like 30 points, and they had their starters in. They still had their starters in, and they were trying to run the score. And I really didn't hear a lot of criticism in the media about Golden State doing that. But, it is what it is, man. I know a lot of people think Portland is going to probably win this series easily, man. I just have faith in OKC, man. I think OKC somehow is going to win Game 4. I do think Portland, I agree with Ticket when he said that he thinks Portland's going to jump on OKC early in this game. I I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to be up by at certain points in the game by double digits. But I think OKC's defense is going to get them back into the game. I think they're going to grind it out some way to win Game 4. My original prediction for this series was Portland in 7. I do think Portland's going to win this series. If Portland was to win this series in 5 games, man, it would be extraordinary. I mean, it's always going to be a bad look if OKC loses this series anyway, because that's going to be like, what, 3 consecutive first-round exits for this team? All right, it's always going to look bad. But if it's a 5-game, near sweep, I can't save Russell this time, Not going to be able to save him with videos this time, man. The criticism, for OKC and company and Billy Donovan, which is sometimes just fucking missing. Like Billy Donovan never gets mentioned by the mainstream media as to what's wrong with OKC. They like to throw Billy Donovan's name in there when they're doing well, the coach, who's supposed to be the leader of this team. But when they're losing, they always want to throw Russell Westbrook on the bridge, but what about the coach? He doesn't play a factor in their losses? But that's pretty much all I got to say with this game, man. Tell me what you guys think.